This is Between Dimensions, a journey that transcends reality, exploring the mysteries and wonders of realms beyond our own.
Hi, I'm Monica Gonzalez, and this is Between Dimensions. I'm an astrologer and spiritual advisor, and today we're going to be talking about Pluto entering Aquarius on 11/19 at 3:40 p.m. Currently today is 11/18. Before we begin, I like to always just cleanse out my space and make it real nice and cozy, so give me a second while I just feels good. So, everyone's been talking about this Pluto entering Aquarius, right? Like everyone. I don't know about you, but everywhere I turn, it's about Pluto entering Aquarius. And I felt the call to do my own research and learn more about it. I think that astrology is a really amazing tool. It's been studied since ancient history. I mean, the ancient Egyptians have their own astrological signs, which we'll dive in on another video. But if it is true that as above, so below, then basically the stars have already mapped out everything that is going to happen here on this plane on Earth. And I know all of this sounds like super woo woo, super crazy, super weird. There's going to be people who have no interest in this at all, like my husband. But I think there's something here. I think that there is more to the movements of stars and planets. There's got to be a reason why it's been studied for so long. There's got to be a reason why people study it till today. So I think that is enough reason to do this video. So let's find out, what is Pluto? What is Aquarius? What does this all mean? Why is it important that Pluto is entering Aquarius? Is it even important? So let's begin with what is Aquarius. So we have Aquarius. Aquarius is a constellation in the sky, and you've probably heard of your zodiac signs. There's 12 of them: Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Cancers, Aquarius. And if you know any Aquarius, I actually don't. I don't know one single Aquarius. But if you know any Aquarius, they're usually they're a little bit rebellious. They're the people who are visionaries, humanitarians. And I'm sorry, I am reading from notes because I actually am learning this stuff with everyone else. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading notes. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I hope you are too, because some of this shit is I can't remember it all. There's a lot in astrology, and hopefully we can work together and go on this journey together to learn more about astrology, to see if the stars really do predict the future, if the energies that are associated with these celestial bodies actually bring on the change that they claim that's coming. Because if it's true, this is really gonna shake up shit, and it's not true, we just all go back to our normal lives, right? So there's no harm in learning more about it, and maybe if it is true, then we'll be better prepared. So okay, Aquarius, right? It is the energy of visionaries, humanitarians, and progressive thinkers. It's focused on social institutions and systems, and it's driven by the desire to make the world a better place. So the Aquarians sound really awesome, right? Aquarius energy. You've heard of the Age of Aquarius. There's that 1970s song or something like that. So we've got this constellation in the sky right now, and I'm pretty sure it's straight up in midheaven. So it's right in the sky. If you have any of those Starlink apps that show you where the constellations are, you can look it up. But Aquarius is going to be basically in the middle of the sky, which is what astrologically they call the MC or midheaven. It means MC is for some Latin word, which I don't even know. Anyways, so, and it's basically since it's in the middle of the sky and it's doing its thing, every part of the sky has its own astrological sign. So they're all doing their thing, they're all jiving and grooving, right? But then you got Pluto. got this Pluto, and it's like, why should we care about Pluto? Because like, isn't it no longer a planet, right? So like, it's tiny, it's like really far out there, doesn't really do anything. Like, I mean, it's, no one cares about it, right? But no, it seems like the Romans really believe that Pluto is this super powerful, like it's like small but mighty. It's this very powerful energy, and it is all about power, rebirth, and transformation. So you've got this like overall arching energy of Aquarius in the middle of the sky, raining down upon us all. And then you got Pluto, who's just like, let's like bring on rebirth and transformation. And together, when Pluto enters Aquarius tomorrow, because today's 11/18, so it's going to be tomorrow, 11/19 at 3:40 p.m. Mark your calendars. It's going to bring this energy, and it already has. Like, we've already been seeing this shit. We've been seeing the synergy of Aquarius and Pluto coming together, because when these two energies come together, they basically bring on the destruction of, it shines a light on everything that is like not going right for humanity. It tears it down, it destroys it, and then it builds it back better. And it's really crazy that this is all happening in the 10th house. So along with the constellations, along with these planets, there's also sectors of the sky that are broken out into houses. And each house symbolizes a different part of your life, both on the individual level and on a collective level. So right now, Pluto is going to be entering Aquarius in the 10th house. And the 10th house is all about career and purpose. So where we're going to be seeing a lot of this shakeup is with our financial institutions, with our workplace, with products that we purchase, with our economy. Like, this is going to shake up like the foundation of capitalism and everything that touches our lives on a daily basis. Again, why I guess people are like talking about it so much, right? They're also talking about it because Pluto, being so far away, orbits the sun every 248 years. And so we have 12 constellations, and it's relatively in each constellation for 20 to 30 something years. You do the math, I don't feel like it. But it is planned, so it's going to, so it hasn't entered Aquarius. The last time it was in Aquarius was 248 years ago. And it will stay in Aquarius for 20 years, so until 2044. And the last time that Pluto was in Aquarius was 1776, which is why people are like talking about this. Because we all know what happened in 1776, right? I mean, I hope so. If you live in America, I really hope you do. Because if you don't, read a little bit. Anyways, so in 1776, for those who don't know, we signed the Declaration of Independence. This is the document that was sent over to Britain to say, hey, we're no longer going to be like following your rules. We're going to do our own shit. And Britain was just like, oh, fuck nah. Like, you're not having that. And so they broke out into a full-on war. Yay! But what came out of that was the birth of a brand new country. Again, why everyone's talking about this. This is like kind of crazy. Like, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, we were going through the war for our freedom. And in some ways, doesn't it feel like we're still doing that? No matter which side you're on. I'm not going to talk politics on this. But don't we feel like we're all just fighting for our freedom? That's what it feels like to me, right? So, okay. So we're talking about this. We got Aquarius, we got Pluto, we got the two coming together, and it's this explosion of energy where it is going to destroy corporate greed, and this is where I'm going to have to look for my notes. It's going to destroy corporate greed and hopefully build back this whole new system of society. So what we're going to be called to do, or what's probably going to happen, right? So this is where I'm going to get a little like predicty. I could be totally wrong. You know, I've never done this before. I really have. Oh no. I've never done this before. I have no idea kind of what I'm talking about. So I'm learning and talking with everyone at the same time, partially in hopes that like there's like a beacon symbol, like, hey, is anyone else out there that's like really into this stuff, but like not so into it that you start talking about like all the crazy, like really crazy woo-woo stuff, which is fine, and I'll probably get there and be on board for all the crazy. But, you know, I still have like one foot here where I'm like, bills still need to get paid and life is still going to keep going. So like, I need, like, you kind of need to keep one foot on this earth, in this realm, to keep balance. And I think that's okay. But, you know, if we have our other foot on the other side where like all this crazy stuff is happening, you know, people are talking about how aliens are going to come in the next 3 years. Like, and what is that going to mean for humanity? I mean, that's a pretty big question. And if it does happen, we should be prepared. We should have like some sort of idea, like, how is that going to impact us? Is that going to impact us? Do we care? Do we not care? What if we find out that aliens have been on this planet forever? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to care. I don't really know. But let's, you know, live this crazy, wonderful time together. And like, you know, hopefully like have some really awesome discussions and comments. And if, you know, we don't, but maybe, you know, we will. So basically with Pluto entering Aquarius, light is going to be shined on corporate greed. You know, I don't know if you guys realize this, but like prices of everything went up like in the span of 4 years, you know, like, and I, just to let you know, I worked on the product development team for a couple of big brands. I won't name those brands, but and this whole price gouging thing is like, it's there wasn't a supply chain issue. I mean, there was, but it didn't jack up the cost of everything to the point that consumers are paying for it now. You know, like, yes, gas prices went up. Yes, costs went up. Yeah, like all costs went up. But I was part of those conversations where people were deciding to charge consumers particular prices because they saw a competitor was doing it and making money. So it wasn't an idea of like, oh man, we have to offset our costs, or else like, you know, we can't take on these costs and this is hurting our business. And yes, it does hurt the business to a degree, but the main motivator was to increase prices, was they saw everyone else was doing it. So because different companies started charging more for their products, no one was looking and saying like, well, is this in proportion to our costs? And no one cared. They didn't care. They didn't care that they were passing on all these costs to the consumer. And that's what's so like sucky about this whole situation, this whole thing. So anyways, price gouging happened. Not necessarily supply chain issues. A little bit, yes. A little bit increased costs, yes. But definitely corporate greed. Corporate greed was part of that. Not to mention the fact that you had shrinkflation, you know? All of a sudden, a bag of chips was no longer like the standard, I don't know, making this up, at like 20 ounces. Suddenly you're paying the same price for like an 18-ounce bag. And some people recognize this. I didn't. I only found out about it, I think, because I saw a video on TikTok. That's it. And all of a sudden it's like, holy shit. Like, they're totally like messing with everyone. You know, you start noticing that these bags of, I'm bringing up chips. I don't even eat chips. I don't really like chips. I'm more of a chocolate girl. But anyways, all of a sudden, the bag is mostly air. And you're still paying the same price. Where's the chips? It's all air. You know, like, And we're supposed to sit back and just accept it, and we have, and we did. We accepted all of this. I worked for a footwear brand too, you know? And when I worked for this footwear brand, we were selling sneakers, and I was told that leather's too expensive, so please swap out like a big chunk of the leather for plastic, for PU, which is polyurethane, and polyurethane is basically a plastic, completely not sustainable, won't breaks down over like bazillion years, but not breathable, not aesthetically pleasing, not as functional as leather. Leather, I know the PETA people are going to hate this, but leather is a wonderful material, because due to its breathability, its durability, and it's actually decomposes at a faster rate than plastic. So it's like, PETA people, you gotta decide what, like, do you want plastic for like your shoes? I guess that's okay, but that's gonna sit in a landfill or like fuck up our oceans for a real long time, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't break down for like thousands of years. So you choose like, that's the sucky part, is we all have to pick our poison. We all have to choose. It's almost like lose. Anyways, but that's why we're happy that Aquarius is going into Pluto. Sorry, Pluto's going into Aquarius. I don't know about you. I got laid off. Did you get laid off? I got laid off. There were massive layoffs between 2020 and today, 2024. And is there any real reason for it? Like, are the companies really struggling that much for money? I mean, some of the people I saw laid off, they weren't the ones with the crazy high salaries. Actually, I'm not really sure if anyone who made a really high salary got laid off at any of the companies I worked for. Just FYI, I lived and worked in New York City, so the companies I'm talking about were like, if I told you, you would know the names, because there are established brands. So I'm not talking about these little teeny tiny companies that no one's ever heard about. I'm talking about products that you probably buy today. And they just got rid of all these people. So now all these people are looking for jobs, and no one talks about it either, which is crazy. No one talks about it because they give severance. They're like, oh, we're gonna pay you, and you're gonna have to sign a document that says you can't talk about anything that you've done at this company. And maybe it's a good thing that these layoffs happen, and that people are being forced to find other ways of income, or having to switch, pivot in their careers, because Aquarius is also like very much an innovator. Aquarius is this energy that brings on a lot of technological advancements, which is probably why we've also seen the rise of AI. So we were heading down this road anyway. We were heading down this road of a reduction in workforce, and this reduction is going to force us to make changes. And these changes are going to be, deciding like, what is it that we really want to do with our lives? Do we want to keep working as a slave for someone else, or do we want to maybe, try our own thing? This energy is going to make people reflect on where their life is, and always with a light to look for ways to improve on their current situation. And that's going to manifest in a whole bunch of different ways. So, possibly you'll quit your job and do your own thing. Maybe you'll make TikTok videos or YouTube videos about astrology, or maybe you will open up a franchise, or maybe you'll start your own business, or maybe you'll go back to school and decide to learn a completely new skill and get a position that way. So this energy is really revolutionizing the idea of work in our daily lives. And we're all going to be starting to think, is our work meaningful to us? Does it matter? Am I fulfilling my soul's purpose? Is this bringing joy to my life? Because if we find that the current job isn't benefiting us in any way, health wise or monetarily, Pluto's going to come in and destroy it probably. Pluto's going to come in and be like, this is not for you. And then you'll have to like figure something out. But it's a good figuring out, because whatever it is you do figure out will be something better. And it's going to be like better for you. It's going to be better for your family. It's going to be better for your community. It might bring you a new job where you have more time to spend with your kids and your loved ones, if that's what you want to do. It could be more money. It could be volunteer opportunities where you'll feel your soul's purpose by giving back in some way. Or you might decide you want to go into politics and like change, be part of this new structure that's being built right now. Whew. That was a lot. Anyways, just to summarize, basically, Pluto is going into Aquarius. It hasn't been in Aquarius since 248 years ago, and it will be in Aquarius for 20 years. This energy is going to bring about a lot of change, particularly within our sphere of work and soul purpose. And that could be, it could be a little destructive, but stay hopeful in knowing that Aquarian energy is to always build it back in a better way that's going to be beneficial for you. And it's going to be cool. At least I hope so. I'm here for it. I hope you're here for it, and I hope you join me for my next video, because I will kind of like break down a little bit of the aspects of Pluto as it enters Aquarius. And maybe that'll be interesting. I hope. I don't know. Hopefully you like this video. But if you do, please subscribe and like my video, because that'll be nice. And just know that this is for entertainment purposes. So anything I've said that sounds like super crazy, please don't take it for anything more than the fact that some crazy girl just talking about astrology on YouTube. Anyways, thanks.